the idea of the concept, the mindset of gratitude. I also like to think of it, often these words are used interchangeably, but I just think of it as appreciation, because often gratitude tends to almost have an element of I had to get through something and I'm grateful for it, or I had to move through something and I'm grateful for it, almost like that element of struggle. Not always, but and that's certainly not a bad thing, but I often like to think of it as a mindset of appreciation, because appreciation is just a practice that you can choose to bring your focus to. Just I appreciate everything around me. I appreciate the flowers I'm looking at right now. I appreciate the fact that we have this technology where we can connect like this. I think we all know I appreciate Starbucks, even though I don't like coffee. Thank goodness they serve iced tea as well. And Patty at the Starbucks I always go to when I drop my son off at school, I call her Patty Cake. She always puts a little smiley face on my cup, so that makes my day too. So thank you to Patty. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things around gratitude. I've done some workshops and some coaching around gratitude, and there are certainly medically and scientifically proven benefits around the idea of practicing gratitude. Things like increased life satisfaction, reduced anxiety, reduced incidences of depression, boosted feelings of optimism. It lowers your blood pressure, it boosts your immune system, it improves your sleep. It certainly strengthens relationships, and then it just strengthens your overall resilience. When you have a regular practice of appreciation, what I call daily focused appreciation, and we'll talk a bit about that, but when you have that practice within you, then when life does throw you a curveball and when you are facing contrast, you actually find more resiliency within yourself, because you've kind of trained yourself to either look at the upside or look for a resolution, as opposed to focusing on the perhaps what we would consider the negative or the negativity that's built into the contrast we might be going through. And so I have a couple of notes that I just wanted to share based on some trainings I've led before around gratitude. And so I just shared some of the benefits that are scientifically proven. There's a ton out there. It's completely Googleable, and a lot of great information around the benefits that we can experience physically, mentally, emotionally. So what I named were just a few. And then just talking about how to implement, this idea of gratitude, this idea of appreciation in our daily life. I just wanted to throw some things at you. And one, of course, is to commit to a daily practice of focused appreciation. And this can come in so many different forms. And I don't know if any of you are like me. I have about probably 72 gratitude journals that I've started at some point, like little notebooks or something that I've started at some point, gotten through, a handful or maybe even a dozen pages, and then I just fall right off of the habit of it. So it could be a gratitude journal, and if that works for you, awesome. There are other things we can do these days. I mean, it can be a gratitude moment that you schedule with, someone that you see daily, maybe a family member, a spouse, a partner, your children, your child, someone at work. There's certainly journaling is huge, but it can be done both written, but there's also the idea of voice messages. And what I love about voice messages, and I've done this a number of times, or even little selfie videos, you can give yourself a quick 30-second message. And the cool thing about that is, just like it feels really good to go back to gratitude journals and read what you were thankful for, a week ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, etc. It's pretty cool to hear your own voice, or see the look on your face as you're expressing the gratitude for whatever it is that you were thankful for in that moment. So I found that to be really powerful. There's also apps. There's an app for that, of course. A couple of my favorite. There's one that's just called Grateful, a gratitude journal. Hey, Jonathan, happy Thursday. Oh, it is cold in Germany. Come to California. It is, I think we're at 70 or so now. I don't mean to rub it in, everybody, but it's a beautiful day. I am having to wear a light jacket, but the sun will warm it up. And then another one is called Gratitude Journal 365. Those are a couple of free apps that are really well laid out. Snowy Maryland, Heidi, no! Actually, my son would be so excited. If I tell him it's snowing in Maryland, he's going to say, well, let's go. Let's get a plane ticket. Let's go home. I miss Maryland. It's a beautiful place. So those are a couple of the apps. So in some way, shape, or form, just having that daily practice of just focused gratitude that doesn't need to take any more than a minute. And if we know there are all these scientific benefits and we can implement it in so many different ways and it doesn't take any more than a minute or so, why don't we do it?